We're live. This is the SEO show. Sorry if you were expecting something else. I'm Frank Schwarz. That's Byron Lee. And that handsome picture of that young man there is Darin Pirkey.
Woohoo.
What's going on, guys?
Happy Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
It is Friday. Darin is in an undisclosed location in a secret lair for Rockstar, Ninja, Facebook. And what are some of the guru, expert,
right, BPL
facilitators, and he can't show where he is. Batman will be pissed.
AKA, I'm at one of my clients' law firms, and they have an office there for me. So.
Oh my goodness, guys! I gotta start off and say, just for anybody who hasn't seen the video that's been posted on Facebook, I manipulated some HTML tags on JVZoo to show an incredible amount of earnings, but within reason so that people would guess. Some people are mad, some are laughing. I mean, and some people emailed me and they got the, hey, it was a joke instantly, and they were like, dude, you so got me. I feel foolish. And I'm like, no, dude, that's what it was designed for. But then I made the video explaining what I did and how I did it, and so far, within a 24-hour period, I'm looking at the stats, we have had 300 and some people log in and watch that video in less than 24 hours. So, thank you all. My traffic stats are looking awesome for the SEO show. and we appreciate.
Some people are telling me, they're like, hey, you know that Frank guy? Yeah, he's one of those internet scammers. I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely. No, I love it because if any of them have ever seen Frank, they know that I'm the one who calls everybody out and says it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on. I loved what somebody said. 80% conversion? What the hell were you selling? And I'm like, dude, it's nothing. My wife's like, is that high? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I have like a 5% open rate on my emails. What are you talking about?
That's funny.
Darin, what are your plans for this Easter weekend, dude? Are you just...
So we always do the zoo. I live down in Miami area, so South Florida, so we always do the zoo on the Easter Saturday. And then we generally do like a small little like get together with my family, and we do an Easter egg hunt, and then a big dinner. We cater for dinner, so we have a big kind of extravaganza with like 20 people there. So that's about kind of the whole weekend's playing out already. So
that is awesome. What are you doing, Byron? You guys got little kids to run around with, though. I mean, so mine are all tall.
Yeah, I'm doing an Easter egg hunt too, and just kind of hanging out. I think go hang out with the family and ride four-wheelers and stuff, something like that.
Which means heavy drinking, automotives, and somebody is going to the hospital this weekend.
Most likely, but the chances are in my favor that it's not me. There's so many people, you know.
Dude, I rolled a Kabuto down a hill on a holiday. I think it was a 4th of July, though. We were all four-wheeling in trucks and everything, and I had to grab the tractor and pull some people out, and I ended up rolling me. It was all bad. Four-wheelers cannot turn over an industrial-sized tractor, so.
No.
Okay. Let's get over some SEO news, guys. Again, Google makes announcements, people freak out, and I just want to smack this down. Press releases never died. Press releases can be abused, and we'll get into more of that next month because I'm doing a whole manipulation of press releases. But Google saying that they're giving more power to press releases is not 100% factual. What they're doing is they're looking for honest press releases, not pressreleasejoe.com or .info where he sends out a couple of just crappy press releases, but actual press releases that are distributed to trusted authority sites that Google is locked in with, Associated Press, things like that. So the update that you're hearing that people are saying, oh, press releases are back, Google loves them. They've never not liked them. As a matter of fact, people last week sent out press releases that were instantly picked up. So I just want to slap that little bullshit down. And guys, we have been saying for 3 months that Google updates, algorithm updates, are going to be a daily basis. And it's good to know that a lot of the major influential blogs and SEO guys have finally realized that this is going to happen, even though Google told us that months ago. I'm just letting you know, oh, update, it's a daily thing now. Yeah, a lot of the algorithms are daily, they're rolling. And you talked about mobile yesterday in your mastermind, Byron, and there was a thing coming out that people need to realize, even though there's a deadline, it's not going to be a world-encompassing, everybody's screwed if you're not mobile. It's going to be an ongoing thing. There's not a switch that they flip, and all of a sudden, if you're not mobile, you're screwed.
Yeah, it'll be a rollout for sure.
You should have been mobile ready years ago. As soon as a mobile phone came out that had internet, you needed to be mobile ready.
Yeah. And kind of like I said, I mean, I personally think that it will take effect as far as they're going to introduce it, and mobile-friendly sites will probably, you know, show up a little better on the page. But if you've got a really dominating desktop site, I highly, highly doubt they're going to blow you away from the mobile results yet. There might be a day when that comes, but I don't think it's the April 21st date. I don't think that's the day when all desktop sites are just removed from mobile search. It's not feasible.
Here's a question that I have for you then. Okay, let's take that conspiracy theory that April 21st, if you're not mobile, you're going to Google hell.
Yeah.
Don't they base all of their search results on authority?
Yeah.
Well, your mobile-ready site cannot have, you know, or won't be searched for those thousands of articles that you have about a subject. They're going to be used for some content. They're going to be used for fresh content. I mean, they've already said that the little ad that little yellow AD that they have on their advertising, there's going to be a little block that says like M for mobile, so that you know that it's mobile ready in your search results. So you're searching and you're like, oh, okay, this one's mobile ready. I can read this on my phone. But I don't think they're going to pull down Wikipedia because every article is not mobile friendly quite yet, or you know, Joe's Pizza that everybody goes to is not going to suddenly disappear. You know, Papa John's is mobile ready. Domino's is mobile ready. It doesn't mean that, you know, if they're not mobile ready over here that they're gone. They're still a major business, and like you said, if you've got, you know, a quality site, you're not disappearing. I mean, you should have already been mobile ready. If you're a business owner and you're not mobile ready, do it. Even put up a mobile site.
Are you even ranking if you're not mobile right now? Not necessarily that the mobile is a correlation, but if you're getting stuff to mobile traffic, you're gonna. How many sites do you know that are ranking anything remotely viable that's not already mobile friendly? There's very, very few that are big. So I think it's for mostly going to be for new stuff anyway. I don't think, like you said, like the local stuff, I think it's not going to be hip for a while because that is technically still a different portion of the algorithm.
Well, yeah, and here in my personal thing is when I'm like checking rankings and people go, oh, I rank #1, you know, the first thing I do is I check, you know, the site on my browser using a VPN and all this other stuff. But then I will grab my phone if I'm talking with a client and say, look, I'm typing you in. You should be like in the top 10 because we're within 100 yards of you. You're not. So you're not set up for, you know, that Google mapping and the GPS. So that needs to be looked at. But like you said, if you're not already ranking, it's going to be tough. These businesses are going to get a shitload of phone calls. You're not mobile friendly, or hey, we looked at your site. I got them yesterday. We looked at your site and it is not mobile ready, and we think that we need to talk to you. Press 1. Click.
Right.
Okay. What's your name? Well, you called me. What's your business? You said I'm not ready for mobile. You know this stuff. I mean, you're just auto-calling me. I said, by the way, here's my website. And they go to it, and the guy's like, yeah, you're definitely not mobile ready. And I said, wow, because I just sent you to an MDOT mobile-only site. It's a landing page that's only for mobile. I mean, you can't get much more mobile ready, and he's telling me I'm not accessible on a mobile phone, and I'm like, dude, you're a liar. So be warned that you're going to get those phone calls, and it's going to F up the industry again. This week again. So that brings us to why we have a PPL dude, for lack of a better term, and the guy who's been releasing an excellent course along with Brian Burt, and he does the Facebook stuff, which I am telling you I have been going through, and your section on the 20%, I've always known this, but I'm trying to do the measurements and everything else, and I'm like, whatever, I don't get it. But as soon as you said, hey, if your word is over this line, you've now taken up all of these squares.
Right.
And I went, are you effing kidding me?
Light bulb. Right.
That's what I've been screwing up the whole time. So instead of Facebook just telling me that a year ago, I had to wait for your course to come out.
Sorry.
No, it just all of a sudden I went, that makes sense. Now the funny part is there's a guy who does graphics for Laughing Bird, and he's done Facebook, he's done YouTube, he's done all of these things and logo art and all this, and I went, I wonder if anybody's thought of doing that overlay and selling it as the Facebook ad thing, And I'm like...
Yeah, I actually have, and then later in the course you'll see I actually have a PNG file you can download.
Oh, my God.
It's in there.
Oh.
So all you have to do is, it has it based on, I sent you guys yesterday in the group, I sent the ad creative guidelines. You saw that it's on there. So after that, you'll eventually see the actual PNG files for all those. So you can add that to your PSD or your GIMP. I have it for both, and you can just download that, and then you always put it there. And it's clear it has the black lines there, so you know exactly where your text needs to go.
Cool. And that is so awesome, because that literally, when I'm looking and going, it's one word. It cannot possibly be, 20%. It's three letters, and and I'm like, yeah, but it's that tall, so it's taking up half of the picture. I'm like, oh, I get it. That's why somebody can write an entire, And
it doesn't count for products. So if you have like a product image in there and there's text on the product, it doesn't count. So you can have I do a lot of stuff because I do a lot of stuff with lawyers, right? So I do actual we're doing one for Zorfin, which is a bad drug, and we're basically showing the whole entire picture is the picture of the drug box. So it's fine. There's zero text on there because it's the product placement. So you can get around that kind of stuff too.
Oh man, I'm gonna put a picture of a truck with a big old logos and everything all over it.
Seriously,
what I've heard is that the truck can't be like a 90-degree angle to it. It needs to be at a kind of a 45-degree angle, so you can see it long. And they consider that because always they can just be a banner, right? So I've never done it that way before. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but I've always heard that it's the guy who told me, John, that my Facebook guy, said that if it's at an angle, we assume it's on the truck already. So if you built your stuff on there, it's you're not exactly.
That's flat, so cool.
So, yeah, he does. They're not really too strict on that kind of stuff. So.
Dude, a girl in a bikini with the SEO show written across.
Can't show that.
Oh, really? You can't show that?
Google guidelines, man. Nope.
So
body images. Yep.
Yeah, I posted a picture, not risque, but I even posted pictures of a girl on the beach or something, and for my coaching a long time ago, and I got tons of opt-ins, but it was eventually took down for whatever they said.
It's a body image thing. What's that? No, in ads, though. In ads.
Pictures of boobs.
Yeah, but in ads. So it has to be what it is. And it has to be pre-approved if you're a power user. They give you certain permissions for certain things. But they're pretty strict on it now, and they've gotten a lot better at it too. Honestly, I think it's better. I think the more they get rid of all the other stuff, that makes the ads more viable on Facebook. So I think it's actually better. But
hey, I don't use it but I understand it, or why certain things would want, but you've got to have a brain going too, and I think that, certain questions in a headline make me click more than
Right.
just a picture, because I know the image manipulations and everything else. So wow, yeah, that's interesting stuff. But you are here and you have set something up, so I'm not going to blast you with 70,000 questions yet.
Yeah.
We're going to wait for that. But it's yours, buddy. It's your show now today. Show us what you got.
So I wanted to do, I'll share my screen in a second, but I do want this to be more of a Q&A session. I mean, I'm going to have, I'm into like the whole like ask me questions. Let me see if I can answer them for you. But I do have one little thing I want to show you guys, which is the custom audiences and stuff. So I'll show you some basic versions of that for the pixels, and then we can break down a little bit more and go into questions. So let me share my screen. Screen 1, screen 2, screen 3, screen 2. Okay. Can you see my screen?
No.
Okay, cool. You see custom list, website traffic, app
Yep.
activity? Okay. Frank, you can see that too? I can't hear you. Oh, we'll go with that.
No, I mute myself and then I
Oh.
say something.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Sorry, I just flipped everybody out. Is there any way to like plus in, whatever that's called, magnify?
Is that better? Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I'm on a PC, so it's just Control and then up arrow. That'll get you a little zoomed in. Little trick. Anyway, so I'm inside my business manager now. For those of you who don't have this set up yet, I'd highly recommend it, especially if you're going to be doing PPL or anything besides just for yourself. I always recommend that you get these kind of tools. And it's business.facebook.com. I'm inside the Power Editor, just so you guys know where I'm at. And then you can see that there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you, I get a lot of questions about pixels and what pixels are and what pixels mean and how to set pixels and thoughts around that, right? So the biggest thing that I always tell people is that every web page you build ever in the history of the world should have a pixel from Facebook on it. Every page, everything you do. So the reason for that is that I want you to have, to be able to eventually retarget people who've been to your site. So that's kind of the idea. So on here, what you want to do is, as an example, I have one here I'm opening up for, this is American AC Repair. This is one of the test things we have inside of the Facebook ads course. So you can see that here's AmericanACRepair.com. And I use this is a plugin that I use called Facebook Pixel Conversions for WordPress. Now it's a little bit old, but it still works. Just know that. I'll give you guys a link for that later. So what you want?
Pissed me off because I just found, now you just told me where I was looking earlier and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, this Facebook, it's Facebook Pixel Conversion for WP. It's a pretty good little tool. It's simple. It's just and this is what it looks like when it's installed. It looks just like this. It's a little spot on it. It has, do you want it to show up or not? Yes, and then put the code here. That's all I gotta do, and then save. That's it. It's very simple. What we're gonna do here is this. We're gonna talk about some of these custom audiences for you, so you guys can kind of understand them, and then we'll get going on with questions. So, first things first. So, if you already have a list of people that you work with already, customer list is for that. Now, I get this question every time I bring this up is, hey, I bought a list. I want to use it on Facebook. Do not do that. It's not what this is for. That's not one of my recommendations. Oh, sorry, 1 second. All right. You guys will see my screen? I'm going to black that out there for a second. Okay, cool. So a lot of people ask about this customer list. What happens is, I'm on a really small computer, sorry. This should be for people that you already know or already have subscribed to your newsletter on your site or already have clients. I do this a lot for lawyers. A lawyer might have 4,000 clients, so I'll take their list, I'll put it into Facebook, and we'll do different things like what's called lookalike audiences, that kind of stuff, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the idea is that this should be a list of people you actually worked with before for two reasons. Number one, they know who you are, so your click-through rate is going to be higher, right? And then number two, once they've already interacted with you, you can customize it more and actually get real people in there because, as we all know, when you buy lists, sometimes they're not the most accurate. This will be pretty accurate for you, so you get a really good targeted audience after that. But I want to show you this one here, which is website traffic. So you could do a couple things on here. So the most popular one, I always say that no matter what you do, this should be the always one you want to create. The max you can go out is 180 days. Anyone who visits your site, this pixel should be on there. So this one's under American AC Repair account. So American AC Repair website visitors. Right, I'm going to create this audience. All right, and then I just want to show you that's the reason you do this is because of anybody who comes to your site now can go on here. And now the best way to do this one is to put it into the header so it's on every single page. That's what I do for this one. But I'm going to show you the reason why you put this on this one. And you can put both in here, so you can do one at a time. But if you're on a WordPress, just go into your editor, and then you can actually go into the editor and put it into your header. It's a little bit easier that way, just so you know. But let me show you how to do this one. So we're going back into the Power Editor again. We're going to do Create Audience. We're going to do another custom audience. The customer list is when you have, like I said, customers from your file. So you have to have more than 20, supposedly. I know we saw it yesterday with 1 or 2, but there's ways around that. But you wouldn't. It's not helpful if you don't have. I think even a couple hundred is probably a good number. And I use MailChimp for all my stuff, which is why I use it, because it imports directly into here. You can just sign up, and it automatically pulls your list for you. All right, but let me show you an ad real quick, because I want to show you. I'm going to scroll out of here real quick for 1 second so I can get to my ads. Can't even see my screen. So here, under my Ads Manage, I built these out for people the other day. Let's do campaigns. I'm going to show you how to set up a pixel in here. So inside of your Power Editor, there's different things you can look here for. So you'll see Ad Manager, Audience, like dashboard, images, all that stuff. So I set this up for the campaign for the group that we're the Facebook ads course. You'll see that this one has literally 18 ads per thing. I'm going to show you how to set these up today. I'm actually going to show you like 2 seconds how to do this. But one thing you have to do is you have to set up what's called a pixel, right? So let's just do this first one here. It doesn't matter. Let me scroll this up, and I'll zoom in. Don't worry. All right, so you have your audience set up. I'm just making sure everything's set up before I do this. All right, that's good. Okay. Is this set up right? Okay, good. Women mobile. No scratching. Since we're here, let's do this real quick. So you get a question a lot about OCPM, CPM, click-through site. I get a lot of those questions all the time. There used to be an actual version. You can actually just click OCPM, but this is actually what it is now. This is the click to website. What they'll do is they'll when you go to click the website for your ads, you'll actually get the ability to show as many people as possible, but also try to get people who will click and look at it. So there's a whole different idea. When you're first running an ad and you're first brand new to it, and this one I always set up at $1 per day to start off with to see what kind of traction I get first, and then I go into it to see, hey, this one's working, this one's not working. I can turn them off and only spend $1 for the day. If you're doing daily unique reach, you have to do at least a minimum of $5 per day. That's the minimum on that one, also with clicks. But impressions can be $1, and the clicks to the website. So this is like a combination. This is optimized cost per 1,000. This is cost per 1,000, and then cost per click, like that, right? So you can kind of set these all up and kind of get going. So here's those, and then let's just do one of the ads. So you can see this is a very generic. My first ad I ever did in Photoshop, because I usually don't do it myself. I pay someone for that. It's like, here's some money. Let's talk about actually creating a pixel now. So yeah, I mean, listen, they're $5 or $15. I can have an entire ad created. I give them the PSD file if they want to do PSD or whatever they use. I say what file are you using? I use PSD. Okay, fine. Here's a PSD for the PNG file for the overlay, and it's done. I don't have time for that stuff. Anyway, so creating a conversion pixel. Now, before we talked about, we did the one just for setting up a custom audience for people who visit our site. Now we want them to do a certain thing. So, for instance, this is going to be a bad example, but AC repair. Let's say they go here, right? Let's say on here, I want to track people who come to the site but then go to my contact page. Let's just say that's what we wanted to do, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to say, some people put this as registrations. I call it registrations because to me it's good enough. A lot of people use what's called leads. So if they go to your site, that's not necessarily a lead until they go to do something else, right? So for an AC repair company, you might want to have someone who goes to just your contact form. So for me, that's a registration, even though it's not really registration, that kind of thing. But you want to do a secondary page because that means I took an action. That's kind of like the idea. So let's do it with registrations. So I'll do contact AACR contact page, and then create pixel. So this will give you a code in a second once you verify. And I can add it to myself, and I'm going to copy that here. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt because Facebook always messes up. So let's do this. Let's go to my page. I don't think I have a contact page in here yet. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second. I don't. Let's just say this was a contact page. And then on here, all you do is add this to here. I knew it wasn't going to do it. Sometimes they have a problem with copying this. It's a pain. So if you ever have a problem with that, all you have to do is real simple. Say you want to have someone send to you, and just put your name. Okay. And then what you do is view code. You don't have to put your name up there, but I always do. Just view code, and then it should let you copy from here. It's a weird glitch. We've asked for it 1,000 times, but it seems to work that way.
I thought it was just me and stupid Chrome messing up.
Yeah, it could very well just be a Chrome thing. I'm always in Chrome, so I don't know. Maybe it's Chrome, but that's how I get around it. I basically do that thing and then view code, and it does it for you automatically. And so let's say I updated that, right? So here's the cool thing about doing this on the same site. If you're running all your ads like I do, you can keep using the same pixel over and over again because no matter where they go to, what Facebook does is they'll take that conversion pixel and then see the ads you're running, because you don't see this, but what Facebook does is say, okay, here's 175,000 people who are in your target market. If that conversion pixel gets seen by Facebook, they'll then compare it to your ads and then say, okay, that John Smith was in this 175, so I'm going to create that as a conversion for that one particular campaign. So the idea behind that is that you keep your pixel all the same for everybody. Facebook will match it for you automatically without you even having to know about it. It does it automatically. You don't have to create a pixel for every single ad. One pixel will do it for you.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. All right, so then that'll be verified. It takes a little time for it to get verified. You have to go to that page. What I always do is I try to go on here, and then I'll just do view page. And then I'll just do a refresh, so Control F5 on a PC or Control R, Command R on a Mac. And then that'll do it, and usually that'll actually verify it. So if I do this, actually, you know what, it might not, let's see if it works, because I haven't saved it, so. It's a little slow today. I'm blaming the coffee that Schwarz is drinking.
You can blame anybody, just don't blame me.
Blame it on me. I don't remember what we did on there. If it was all red, I don't remember what the pixel was. Let's see. So use existing pixel. So what you would normally do is see this one, now that this is available, it's going to be available for all of them. So you're going to select it, and it says active already. See, you saw it was active now.
Right.
Because I went to that page and I did a refresh. It sent a signal back to Facebook that this pixel is working. So that's an easy way to set up your pixels for it. And you want to have it not on the lane. What happens all the time is that you'll inevitably, I do this to this day, you put it on the landing page. The conversion pixel for tracking of registration and stuff should be on your thank you page or your checkout page, whatever else you have, to try to show a conversion. Now it clicks the website. If you're just doing an AC repair company, I don't even set up that. Only thing I set up is that retargeting one, which we just did before, which was all on your site. But just to show you, I just want to show you how to set up one actually through here, so you can see. Okay, you know, if you're selling a product, you want to have it on your shopping cart or your checkout page of your shopping cart. If you're doing, you know, an actual like opt-in where somebody has to sign up and opt in to something, you do it on your thank you page. So that way you can convert to say where you're at, and then because you can actually eventually set up an audience that says, okay, I want to know who came to my site that opted in, or I want to know who went to my site, went to the cart because they had something in their cart but didn't check out. I can retarget those people back on Facebook with the actual ad that they were using, so I can retarget them the same product. So I don't do much product EC. I don't do any e-commerce. I have a cousin who has a candle company, but I don't do any e-commerce for Facebook ads. Not that because I just don't have a client for it. So.
And that was something that I talked to David Schloss about. Was I'll do like for instance, I grabbed Jimmy John's and went over and I ordered and everything else. And as soon as I'm back on Facebook, I get an ad that says, you should order Jimmy John's. And I'm like, I just did.
See,
Stop
this is where
sending me that ad.
the advertiser who did that, you can actually set up. This is like a super advanced thing. You can set up a custom audience that says, I want to know who's been to my site in the last 30 days, but has not been back in 5 days.
Right.
That's the person. That's the kind of ad I would send to you. It's like, hey, you bought on a Tuesday, so on Monday, 6 days from now, I want to remind you to come back and order from us again. Not the same day. So that custom audience should have been set up better. Right. You could say, hey, anybody who's visited my site in the last 30 days but hasn't come back within 5 days, I want to show them an ad.
See, and I thought it would be cool as if Jimmy John's did that and their pixel was on the thanks for ordering, your order's being delivered, right, or whatever. Right. If they hit that pixel and an ad popped up that said, hey, we really appreciate you, ordering from us, or tell your friends, or, thanks for being our buddy, or something stupid. But that all of a sudden I'd look over and I'd be like, oh, damn, that's scary.
Yeah, right. That's what you sent me yesterday. Same kind of thing.
Yep, exactly.
So, but that's actually a good thing. So we do it for restaurants, right? So we have restaurants that we work with when we get paid for their coupons. So when someone downloads our coupon, like we do a lot of stuff in West Palm Beach. So there's a lot of like competition for there's high-end restaurants here. Like the one place is $400 to even get in the damn thing. So I get $50. I get $25 for one, $50 for another, to get people to use you get a free appetizer or a free drink at the bar before your meal kind of thing. So we'll run after that, and then we'll retarget them and say, hey, thanks for coming by. Here's 10% off your next purchase. So you keep that constant go, and then hey, and we actually have one we can set up for, because a lot of people register for those. Like for instance, there's a place called Charlie's Crab, which is now closed, but it's right on the water inside of Palm Beach. It's my fault. They paid me too much. That's not true.
I'm out of business.
I'm out of business. It happened. No, but what they do is generally you register and you get like different discounts, and they have like a whole like system around the country, so you can get like VIP access. If you go to Vegas and they have a partner there, you can get like priority listing. You don't have to worry about the reservation. You can jump the list.
Right.
So those are higher end restaurants, right? So what they'll do is to get on that list, they'll send that list to me, and then I'll say, hey, you were at people. I can get a list of people who were at Charlie's Crab over the last 2 weeks and say, hey, here's a discount for X in the future, so you can run it that way. But there's a lot of cool ways to make money with paid ads. I just the SEO thing is great, and I still do some of that to an extent, but not for PPL, because I can turn on and off my ads. Like I don't have to worry about if a partner doesn't pay, okay, fine, ads are off. You know what I mean? Which I never have a problem with, but the idea is that yes, my individual cost per acquisition might be higher than somebody doing SEO, but I have 1/1,000,000th of the headaches. I don't have to worry about mobile-friendly algorithm coming out. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I just need to worry about converting the people on my page. So for me, that works really well.
Well, and here's something, and I don't know where or why there became this pissing match between SEO and paid, or SEO and ads. One, if you are a business owner and you're paying for SEO, you should have already had ads.
For sure.
I'm a big video guy, and I talk to people, and I target people who are using ads on TV, and I go, don't stop using ads on TV. You need to add this to your marketing. Mm-hmm. You don't get rid of something that's not working. You don't just get rid of something because you don't see the money in it.
Right.
So I think if you're an SEO guy, you should get a Facebook person or get damn good at it yourself and use it in conjunction. It's here's a list of our services. It should be on there. And if somebody goes, hey, I just want Facebook ads, cool.
Good, great, yeah. I think one of the things too is I find it funny that I used to have an 80-20 rule to start off with. So when I used to do SEO, I was like, listen, right now you should be spending 80% of your traffic should be coming from paid stuff, and then as we build the SEO, we can reduce the paid so you get more organic. That's kind of like the balancing act, right? But I'm never going to tell you. I tell it all the time with people that do. I've been doing a lot of video ads on Facebook lately, especially for lawyers. I say, listen, don't. You're spending $4,000 a month in your local area for advertising. Keep doing that. Maybe spend $3,000. Give me a couple $100. Because it's all you need. I actually have one. You guys can still see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you a quick one here. Oh, this is one here. This is a test account. This is my personal test account that I have. This is a lawyer who has he's a Spanish-speaking lawyer, and I just run an ad for him. I keep it running. I don't even check it. I turned it off for a while because actually running an actual ad for him. I turned it back on the other day. Already got 4 calls from it. But this is like, I just let it run. I'm paying 5 cents per video view, which is not the best. Some people get lower. Some people get 2 cents, 4 cents, whatever. But 5 to 10 cents is fine. I've had 8,600 people see it. I've had 251 clicks to my site, which is good. I'm getting almost 2.5% click-through rate, and we're spending. I have it set for $10 a day, and so I have my target market here is $10 daily. It's just a video, and I'm doing everybody who speaks Spanish in South Florida. That's everybody. So I'm running $10 a day versus 4,000, and I think we got 16 calls last month from when I first had it on.
So are you doing the retargeting on that to the website as well?
Yeah, we weren't before, but yeah, we are now. Cool. I don't always run retargeting on stuff, but some people ask that question a lot. It depends on what it's for. I mean, you should be, right? You should be.
Yeah.
But this is for a test, and so I didn't have it run up there. But, yeah, in general, in theory, you should be. I'm not sure why it's not showing the graph. Maybe because bandwidth is there, but it should usually use a graph here of when what stuff's happened. But this is a very simple, if you've been in an auto accident, it's important to have an attorney who speaks your language, or have someone who speaks your language and the language of the law. So it's a very simple. Nice. This was literally their commercial. I just put it on Facebook. So you see this here. We got.
It's just now you're just getting into silliness because that's what I've done too. Is people are like, well, I don't want to get into production for video for like YouTube, and I go, well, that's great. Neither do I.
Right.
I'm taking your TV commercial and just moving it over here.
Yeah,
we're repurposing what you've already spent money on. I'm saving you money. So your clicks are 5 cents. You're set for $10 a day, and you've already had people call.
To make it clear, it's not 5 cents per click. It's 5 cents per view. So whether someone clicks it or not, it's still I guess still get paid for that impression. I want to make sure that's clear. Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'm probably doing like $3. I probably do $3 or $4. A couple bucks per click. So who knows? But
but I'm trying to see, and you're charging for. So yeah, I see that you're making more money than you're actually spending.
Yeah, I get $1.75 per call on this one.
Nice. Well, and a lot of people are just looking at the video and calling. They don't even click at all. So I mean, that's saving you that cost per click. And
it's like I said, in a month I'll spend $300. I generated 16 last month, so 2 calls covers my entire monthly cost. So but let's say you weren't getting that. So let's say you were spending, let's say you were getting, $50 per call even, right? So think about a plumber or an AC repair. Now a plumber, you probably wouldn't be, it'd probably be lower. I'm not very well targeted here. Like I said, I showed you. My targeting is actually pretty horrible. It's just everybody who speaks Spanish in a 150-mile radius, basically. It's not necessarily great, but I'm still getting so cheap. I don't worry about it. I'm not targeting it more because it's working. I'm getting a good click-through rate. I'm getting a lot of people have seen it. 2,400 people have seen it. I spent a total of $111. I'm still under one call. So even if I was getting $65 per click, let's say I need 3 calls, I'm not going to lose money on this ad.
Well, and again, like you said, if you start to see that your metrics are off, you stop it.
Right. And this is what I do here.
If your metrics are off in SEO, you're starting over.
Right.
And that's and again, this is the SEO show. We're really big on SEO, but we're really big on everything that works with SEO. And you've got to, again, it's one of the favorite statements that my mentor Anthony says. It's not an either or, it's an and.
Yeah, for sure.
You should be doing this and that, not or. And people are always like, well, do this or should I? No, do them both. And wait until something fails.
The analogy there would be to like, I want you to drive from Miami to Tennessee. You can only take the highway. That's literally impossible. You have to get gas, to take a side streets. You can't just do one thing, and you can't just run TV ads. You can't just run billboards on the side of the road. But currently, because it's so new and so underutilized, and the way the bid system works too, the way the bidding works inside of Facebook, it's not second highest. It's displacement cost, which is a whole 20-minute conversation of how that algorithm works. But it's so cheap.
You went over.
Yeah.
In probably third or fourth video.
Yeah, it went up pretty fast.
Which I went, oh crap, okay, because at one point it was whoever throws more money at it wins.
Right, that's not the way. It actually hurts you. It hurts you if you spend too much money or not enough money. So, if the click is worth $5 and you're trying to spend $1, you're going to cost yourself $4.
Right.
You're going to end up paying $5. You're not going to get that click, or you're not going to get any clicks at all, which is really the problem. You pay on the disparity between your bid versus other people's bids. That's what you actually pay, right? So it's a little bit. It's a long conversation. I don't want to confuse people, but that video shows it. So
yeah, no, and that's. It seemed almost like it was going to be a daunting thing because you came out and you said something like 49, 60 videos, and I'm like, oh Lord,
right.
I don't have time. I turned on the first 3, 4, 5 of them, and they're all within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the first 37 that are, I think 38 that are out there now. The first 30 or so are very short and meant to be just get your head around this, understand it. The next couple of videos, actually, which you are posting up tonight, which will be all the videos for actually creating individual ads. I actually walk you through this entire campaign I just built. So that's some of those videos are 20 minutes long because I'm actually going through every single thing on there. But I don't want to give you an hour-long video that you have to I want you to be able to come back to this section and review it. That's the idea. So, come back to this section, look at it, and just have that little bite-sized chunk of information.
I thought it was cool because you have them titled perfectly.
Yeah.
And I went, I can come back to that. Oh, he talked about that. I'll go back and
right.
And wait a minute. And like I said, I took some notes. And things like when you said 180 days, that's the max you can do.
Right.
And I was like, well, why would you want it not to go 180 days? Well, there are some posts that we have set up that are only 3 days long.
Right.
And I've learned to now shut that post completely off. It's not going to 301 or anything. It's expired. So there's no reason really to be grabbing pixels or anything else because I'm never coming back to it.
And also, too, another reason that just so everybody knows, the 180 days is for custom audiences of people who've gone to your site in the last 180 days. The reason for that is that if someone comes into your site in another year from now, that persona, that person buyer is different, right? So that same person who comes 3 months after the first time, your site should have changed by then, unless you're very, very static, right? Seasons change, things change. It's just by quarter. So you want to retarget people who've come in the last. I don't even do that long. I always do generally 30 days because I want to know who's been there. Now for the targeting ones, I'll say who's been here in the last 180 days but hasn't been back in the last 3 weeks. I want to target them more. So that's when it's helpful. But yeah, just and the idea is to play with that, right? So you can have more than one pixel on there. You can have 20 pixels on your site, so it doesn't matter. So keep playing with that for sure.
I think that's important because if somebody keeps coming back to your site and isn't taking an action,
there's something wrong.
Yeah, what is not getting the message across, or what's stopping them? And I almost think that at that point, you could target them either emails or not just ads, but some other way with some other pixeling, where you could say, hey, what are we doing wrong? I got an email this morning. Well, yesterday I got an email that said, hey, your 30 days ran out. Why did you not sign up? And I took the survey and I said, your pricing structure. I love what you're doing. The pricing's just not there. I got an email today that said, hey, I was sitting down having lunch with so-and-so, and he told me about your email. I'm the chief marketing officer, and here's a code. I'm giving you 30% off.
Right.
I'm like, who the hell did that? I'm like, okay.
You used to be able to run polls in Facebook ads. You can't do that anymore, but you used to be able to run polls. And then you'd be able to ask the questions. But one of the things you think about, right? So let's think about someone who's come to your site but hasn't come back in 30 days or comes back all the time. Maybe you run those ads like, hey, take this quick survey for 10% off your next purchase with us. You have them go to your site again, right? So you get that repixel again, and then they take a survey so you get actual feedback, or sign up for our newsletter. Hey, so I checked out one of our blog posts. Sign up for our newsletter for more actionable data. Like, you know, for SEO show, to an example, right? So, hey, I saw you went to one of our hangouts. Thank you for coming. Let's you know, here's a newsletter. So check out our newsletter so you can get up to date information on what we're learning and what we're doing. So that kind of stuff, you know. So.
Well, and that's and I've got to say, you know, the SEO show started off, and when Byron and I talked about it, he's like, so what do you want to do with it? And I'm like, I just want to bullshit about SEO and see who else wants to. And okay, let's go with it. And it's become this beast that every day I'm like, okay, what, you know, got to get into this WordPress thing, and I've got to talk to this guy, and how do I get it bigger? And then somebody calls and says, dude, put our ad up. And I'm like, okay, why? You know, we're not there yet. Then all of a sudden, you know, I'm like, hey, Byron, we need writers. Hey, Byron, we need, you know, this and that. And he's like, all right, cool. And, you know, yesterday I'm like, dude, this is costing a fortune. We've got to start making some money with this
right.
thing. And that's what you said is I'm putting together little tiny things that are free courses to, you know, explain some of this shit that we talk about that people go, you never went back to it. You
right.
know, and I think setting up, and maybe here's a question for you. I should have a pixel for the SEO show website, but a pixel for like the different categories we talk about.
So you could set it up that way. The problem with that is where you set it up at, right? So if you, like, for instance, on here, right? So I set this one individual one for the test page. If someone is coming to your particular section of your site, they could be on multiple lists, which is fine, right? That's completely fine. It's a little more challenging with that. There's a lot of effort involved with that. It's probably going to be easier to start off with just the one pixel,
right?
And then once you get comfortable with it, then start breaking it down more. Okay. So you got to go in there more.
Yeah,
my personal opinion.
Yeah,
so.
I was wondering, you know, should we only target PPO people? And then only people who are, you know, on eBay or, you know, whatever. Right. And I'm like, that's too much for me, because that's when I'm calling somebody like you and saying, dude, how much? I don't want to fuck with that.
Right. You know, the thing is too is like how, like, let me show you a quick example in here. So this is how this ad set is inside of this American AC Repair site. I break down my campaigns and my ad sets like this. So the campaign level should be who you're targeting. So this is like, I'm targeting this one, let's just say Palm Beach County. So I'm targeting everybody in Palm Beach County. So, and then my ad sets are broken like this. So I have female desktop. Let me go into here so you can actually see it a little better, a little more defined.
See, now you're answering questions before I even ask them.
I know.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
So okay,
like,
so this is all the Palm Beach County homeowners. This is what I'm targeting. So my campaign is Palm Beach County homeowners. You can't actually target anybody in this. It's just a name for a campaign. Your campaign should always be in your mind who your target audience is. So, for instance, if I want to target people who like the SEO show on Facebook, this would be called SEO show fan page, right? So that's how it would work. And then inside ad sets, what you want to do here is, like, I break it down for a basic local company. I do a little more advanced for like my transvaginal mesh stuff and my mass torts. But I do male desktop, male right column, male mobile, and then women desktop, women right column, and then women mobile. That way, let's just say this one was like performing really, really well. This one's like crap, right? I just go, okay, it's off. This should be on now technically, but you just turn it off. So you can kind of break down what's working, what's not working inside of there. Now, if you're going to get more advanced, you can do it by age groups too. So you can then say, okay, I want to target males on desktop ages 18 to 25. I want to target this, that. So you can get it down really, really well. And I have one campaign that has 2,500 ads in it because of that. You know,
see, so. Now that's now I'm the guy who I literally sent a screenshot to Byron, and I think I even posted it up one day. I'm like, I reached one person, and it cost me $16.
Right.
But it was 1 million people, age 18 to infinity,
plus, right,
who were breathing, who, you know, and I just went boom, and I wanted to spend a penny a click, so I think that's what I actually bid, and I wanted to spend $5 a day because I was being a cheap bastard. Suddenly, poof, I've got this bill, and I went, but nobody clicked.
Right, you'll see here. See, I have females 35 to 44 mobile, females 35 to 44 desktop, females desktop right column, and some of these aren't producing very well, but I leave them on because it's cheap. Like the DRC, which is desktop right column, sometimes I just let them run. I don't care, but I have them all broken down that way, so you can see
Well, and
that.
that's what you were telling me is, I mean, you were looking over an ad with me and was like, hey, why don't you
Yeah.
create all these different subsets, and then if it's not performing, you just shut it off. And I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
kind of a no-brainer, but
you don't. But how would
pretty
you know unless
effective.
you know? Right. It's like it's one of those things where you don't know unless you know. Like you don't know.
Yeah,
You don't know until you know it. But also too, like so I get a question I get a lot is reporting on this stuff and how do you manage all that? And the thing is, I don't have to worry about it because I can just if you just did everybody in Palm Beach County who are homeowners from 18 to 65, if the females aren't converting very well, let's say they're clicking a lot but they're not converting, run a different ad for them. But you can't do that unless you have it broken down like this. So I always try to break it down as much as possible. And inside of the bulk editor, which is a tool in here, you can actually do it to where you can actually get like all of your ads done through an Excel sheet and start to create for you, and then just go in there and individually tweak them all. But something like this that has like there's 67 counties in Florida. Each one of those ad sets has at least a minimum of 9 ad sets, and each one of those has 3 or 4 versions of the ad, and we're on number 9 for the TVM. So think about that, 9 ads for the 4 or 5 sets inside of the 9 categories inside of the 67 campaigns. So the math adds up. But listen, when you're making a little bit of money a month, that helps to do that. It's not a problem. You'll spend, people say, how long do you take to set up an ad set, or a campaign? Like, I just run one campaign in my area. I'm like, you can do that. If you're spending 20 minutes building your campaigns, you're not building a good Facebook ad, no matter what you're doing. You got to be able to know what you're doing, and not so much the knowledge side of it, but be able to monitor it and how you track it. It's all important.
See, and that was, and it's funny because I jot down my notes, and how the hell do you stay organized? And it
does it for me.
To me makes complete sense because I usually have, like I said, this one big boom everything. And I freak out when I see the money going up but nothing happening, and I'm like, kill it. I can't believe that didn't work. Well, it could have if I monitored the breakdown.
Totally agree.
But I had, 18 to 65. That's a big freaking gap of people, and I'm like, got to hit 14 million people, and they've got to all be speaking English in the U.S. And, well, that's not absolutely true because that's not our target audience.
Right. For sure. So I just want to show you here. I'm inside of Facebook ad reports now, and then if you go here by gender, so if I had broken this down, I would know this information, right? So watch this. So these are gonna be pretty close, obviously, because it's everybody's Spanish. But so of the 8,600 people we reached with this one, 5,000 of them were male. So I'm definitely getting more of a thing on there. I'm getting more impressions, but I'm getting a hell of a lot more clicks too. But my click-through rate is not that much higher. Which I knew this already, so I had to rate this, but my unique click-through rate, so some people are clicking it more than once, or not as much, the women, because obviously he's a good-looking Spanish guy, so that helps, I'm sure. But this is a little test run. I've run $110 or $111, and I can see this here. But if I had this broken down more, I can then say, so for instance, let me show you another ad. Show you a different one that I just run. I'm playing with this one. This is just I've run like $130 in the last couple of days on this one just to see. And this is again not optimized very well, but the purpose of that is a reason for that. I want to show you this breakdown. So, for instance, so let's do it by age, right? So this is a full breakdown of age. So it says, hey, you're getting, I'm getting the most click-throughs, the best ones at 65 plus. If I had broken that down like I was saying to do before, I could turn this one off, I could turn this one off, and leave the 45 on maybe, but maybe I test that a little more. But these 2 or 3%, 3.5%, I let these run all day long and take the money from here and here,
That's awesome.
and then put it into here, right? So take the money that you were using on these 2, take that out, and then do it. But I didn't do it on this one because I was trying to see the metrics on it. So now what I normally do is I do this kind of ad first, and then I see what this result is, and then I start building out campaigns based on that.
See, and that's funny because I was just gonna say, now you're talking $130,
right?
But if and we have a Jazzercise business that's across the street, and they'll send out these 6x8 things, the postcards. Come join our Jazzercise, and
right.
and they scatter it through bulk mail all over, and I'm like. I asked her and I said, "How much does that cost?" She goes, $5,000. She could do this, and literally know exactly who.
Right, and it's cheaper. On not only is it obviously cheaper number wise, but it's cheaper to do because you're not printing stuff. Number one, not paying for the 7 cents per postage for the bulk billing. But the most important part is there's actually a campaign inside of Facebook ads called local engagement. So you can just have people just for that area, and it just came out literally 2 days ago. You can actually now add an address to your filter and say put their actual address in and do a radius around your address now. Anybody who's in 15 miles of my store, I want to target.
Bastards.
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
love them. I love them. Oh, now, guys, mobile-ready websites, and now you can target an address and a circle around it. If you're not going to take it, and I'm telling you, I know how many people are watching right now, and I know how many people are going to watch this. An hour into it, that's your takeaway, guys. That's the thing. I would be hitting that damn thing today so hard it'd make my clients spin. And let's see, now if you're doing the pay per lead, and the guy has and here's a free niche for you, tattoo removal, advertise everybody around a tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
Advertise to everybody who went to this tattoo shop, and you need to get it removed. And the reason that I said that is there was a big move, massive California company last year came into Arizona. I think it's called Dr. Tat Off or something, and they're like putting everybody out of business. And I'm like, funny. Tattoo removal? That's pretty interesting.
Pretty cool.
Wow. Yes. Thanks. Damn, man. That's crazy as hell.
You know, the thing is, too, is that people who like the SEO side of it first, right? So your cost per click on here or your conversion on here for someone you don't know is in theory going to be higher than someone who already has been to your site. So worst case scenario, if you don't do an actual ad to target new people, just run that pixel, that custom audience, and just run ads to people who have already been to your store, who go through there through regular, normal SEO. So, you know, that's a kind of a way to do that too. So I want to do ads for anybody who's come to my site. So they can do that as well. So the idea is to have that whole functionality that way, and make sure your pages are engaging, right? So make sure you're having your Facebook pages be not just here's a sale. You know, talk about stuff around your local area. If you're a tattoo removal place, talk about cool tattoos or nightmare stories of people who had to get their tattoo covered up. You know, and then that'll get social and get shared, and then you can run an ad for that. So
that is
very cool.
It's freaking mind-blowing. Because now I'm just thinking of all this, and not to mention, it's easy. It's cheaper to keep a customer than it is to get a new one.
1,000%, totally.
The acquisition cost is ridiculous. So now you're staying engaged with people who already been to you and know you.
Right. And if your custom audience is under 1,000 people, it's, you know, even on this one, right, which is not optimized, my cost per 1,000 is $14. So you could run, if you have 1,000 people, $14 every other week. You know what I mean? $28 a month, re-engage with your people. This is not even optimized. This is not people I actually know. It'd be cheaper if I knew them. You know what I mean? So, you know, just to think about that. So it could be $10. What we do a lot of the law firms is that every weekend we'll have an events thing where it's going on in your neighborhood. So we'll run that to everybody in, like, say, like West Palm Beach or whatever. We'll run a $10 ad for 3 days. It's like $4 a day, whatever it is, for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of what's going on inside of the town they're in. They see that, they click on it, and then they go to our thing. Now we can remarket them for law stuff.
Tricky bastard. I'm never clicking on another lawyer site.
Sometimes you'll know their lawyer sites, though. So.
No, but see, and that's talking with our city officials here, one of the guys we were having coffee with, and that's perfect. You know, I because I asked the question, you're having a major event here in town. Why did the news cover it an hour before?
Right.
You know, like these mass hirings. All these companies come together, and Thursday at 8 o'clock we're going to have everybody with resumes. But nobody says anything until Thursday at 7:30.
Right.
And I said, well, wouldn't it be more profitable, have a better return if people knew in advance? Then they could get their shit together, you know, and they'll be there. And they're like, yeah, but, you know, the ads for newspapers. I'm like, the person needing a job is not looking in the newspaper.
Right.
And modern people are looking on their phones or they're surfing the internet, monster.com, all this stuff. I'm like, but doing this for like a city site or the city of Phoenix, and they retarget everybody with shit that's going on in Phoenix.
And they're a 503B, so they can actually get discounts on pricing. So.
See, that's why I need to be nonprofit.
Yeah.
There's a nonprofit for profit, isn't there?
It's a not-for-profit.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out another way to scam off of saving some money.
Yeah.
Well, Byron left and joined all at the same time. That was awesome.
Pretty cool.
And now there's two
my
of them really
getting
confused.
bogged down.
Wow.
So you want to get some questions from the group?
Well, the sick part is we're doing this new thing and there's no chat.
Oh, gotcha.
So nobody's. I'm trying. Well, I told everybody to chat over on the site that we're on the SEO show. There'll be a bunch later. I know that. But let's see. So here's one for you. So I should not just put a pixel, just a generic one, on a lander if I'm doing a lead. I should literally have it set. I'm giving away an ebook. I shouldn't have it on the site that has the video saying, hey, get my ebook. I should have it after they press the button.
I'm saying you should have both.
You should have both, okay.
You should have one for your people who visit your site but haven't done anything yet. So that'd be your individual, what's called custom audience for people who visit your website. Just that on the home page or whatever landing page that is. And then you have people, another one, a different pixel set up for conversions, which is someone who's been through that process. So that's a different list that it'll create for you automatically. So you should have always have that people who visit your website one. Even if you don't have, if you build a site for a PPL site and you're not going to use it for a while, create an account and add inside of Facebook, just to add group, not an actual ad yet. Just create that and then create a pixel for that company, and then just have it on all your pages that you have for that. But then also have for different tracking purposes, right? So this one would be one that for the landing page and then one for the conversion. So you can track conversions. Yep. Actually, let me show you one real quick that I have that's set like that, so you can kind of see. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, because we're not doing like and I keep saying the SEO show just so it's a generic thing, but we're not giving anything away. And I was wondering if would it be overkill, which you already said, with categories. But I was like, damn, I don't want to set up a pixel for every post that we do.
If you want to do it by category, right, if you did it by category, you would have to make it customized for that category. But you could just do one for people who visit your site. Hey, thanks for visiting the SEO show. Come back. We posted new stuff. Whatever it is, right? So you can. Let me show this ad real quick. So this is one I've been testing. This is a SSD lead for Social Security Disability. I spent $650 on this test. And this is a conversion pixel we set up for the thank you page of that form. So at 10 conversions at $63 a piece. So that's just, that's how it would look in your thing versus the one we saw before, which was just clicks. This is like, hey, the result of this was X amount of conversions, and if you wanted to, you can set this up as a pricing inside of your pixel. It's here. Let's see, edit page. You can actually set up your pricing inside your pixel. So current, like the value here, you can set it up so this would be like this is worth. I get 150 for these. No, not for those. But that's how you set it up. So and that would relate to here. Where am I at? Here. It would say this one. Sorry. Whichever one it was. I think I moved out of it, didn't I? Oh, there it is. So the 10 conversions, it would say this is worth $650. Let's say it was $65 per click, whatever it is, right? So that's how that would work.
I see. Okay. Wow. Because now I'm thinking how I lost a client a few years back, and I was a big anti-Facebook for them because I'm like, your audience doesn't use Facebook.
Right.
But I found out that where they ended up growing to, this would have been perfect set up ahead of time.
Right.
Because right now they would have, 10, 20,000 people in this grouping already.
Right.
And as soon as it became relevant, they could start advertising to them.
Yep. If you're getting organic traffic to your sites, man, you got to set up a pixel just to have it there. Just have it there, set up, let it do its thing. You don't have to actually do anything. You just set up an ad. So you just set up an audience here. Set up an audience. And so you just set up an audience. Set up there and put your pixel on there so you have it. You know.
That is awesome because and I'm going to tell you, I've done ads, no pixels, nothing, until your course came out. Which, by the way, I want to make sure, because there's going to be people going, where the hell can I get the course? Why am I not knowing more about this? Where do we go to get the course?
So I'm going to tell you for today, nowhere, because we're going to do a flash sale probably tomorrow.
Oh, all right.
Actually,
So
the course is, as you know, the course is $1,500. But we had some problems with the server error, so the videos that I had, there's like 40 of them that are missing, so we're rebuilding them as we speak. So we're probably going to do like a $497 sale over the weekend.
See, and people go, oh, the server error. No, literally.
No, like,
there was God said reset, and that was...
Listen, I spent a month building the videos, so yeah, I'm trying to redo them all in a week. But the thing is too, it's funny because in the middle of doing one last night, the radius thing came out as I was building the video. So I'm like, so fine. I did a new video, popped it up, and did a new video on it. No big deal. But the idea is that you're gonna get through everything in that course. You get through you get to see some of these actual. You're seeing the basic stuff here. You're gonna see the actual in-depth how I create ads, how I do stuff. The actual ads I'm actually running. And seeing what I'm spending on ads. And
literally, guys, I have, as you can see, multiple cameras in behind-the-scenes videos. You'll see I have multiple monitors around, and I literally have your Facebook ad was playing up there, and I knew what the subject was, and then I heard something, and I went, rewind. What was that? And I'm listening, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go back to this. So I pulled out my notebook, and I just wrote it down. And while I was looking at the pixels last night for another site, I went, now wait a minute, that could work here. And I wrote down, where should I, because I don't want 7,000 pixels out there trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing yet.
Yeah.
Because we're not there yet.
Right.
Yeah. You use MindMaster. I'm using I forget what the hell the name of it is. Where is it? Okay.
I know my password. on my home computer, it's already set up.
Yeah, I thought I had mine already done. I use a couple of different ones, but I love what MindMaster does.
So, yeah, I'm a big believer. You probably can't see all this stuff; it's probably too far out. But this is the actual course, so this is how it's built out. So you have all these. These are all videos. These are all videos of stuff that I've done over. So right now there's 80. It's ended up being more than that now because I'm redoing some of the stuff on here right now. I'm finishing these up. I'm redoing some of these. Like some of these are 20 minutes long because I'm actually going through building out the actual ad. I'm gonna show you from step one. Here's how to do it. Clicks the website. If you just want to use just this one or these two, fine. But they're all there. So if you have a client who wants to go, hey, I want to do local awareness ads. Okay, great. Come to this video, watch it, and set it up. That's the whole idea.
And guys, just so everybody's aware, there was a Facebook ads course 2 years ago that a really, really, really smart Facebook guy, I'll say it, Don Wilson, he came out with the whole Teespring thing, and it was a whole Facebook ads thing and everything else. A lot has changed since then. Grab this. And if your guys are going to be doing, the sale, where's the main site?
It's all PPL Empire. It's from Brian stuff.
So
for now, yeah, until I get OTS going, but yeah.
Get in, go over there, check it out, because if you have a chance to get this for even $1,500, guys, go check it out. No affiliate links.
Yeah, I don't do that. Sorry.
I got no influence, no input, other than it's just really cool shit that was really well done, and that's broken down into the little tiny chunks. You're not in it for an hour and a half unless you press next video.
Right. So if you guys go over to the Facebook group called Passive and Massive,
yeah,
add there first, and then we'll probably put in there. I think we're gonna do a flash sale probably over the weekend, so we'll probably do $497, let's say. Just because of the install, because we're still I'm basically all this right here. I actually have the ad targeting one I've recovered this portion and I recovered this portion. And I'm missing all the Facebook insights. I'm missing all of the audience creation stuff. I'm missing all the management stuff, and I was missing all of these. So I recovered some of the data. So I'm just gonna redo them all though because I'm using when I did these, I actually worked off of the ads that I created. So I went from, I want you to be able to follow through an entire ad, not jumping around different types of ads. So you're going to see all those ads over again. So you can keep using it. And I want you to use these ads. I mean, literally use the ads that I'm using, fine. Have better creative, but use the actual ads. It's fine. So.
You talk about your, it was funny because I heard while you were on one, you talked about trans vag.
Right.
And people were like,
do not search it.
What? No, don't search it. The funny part is that I also am part of that.
Yeah.
But before you, it wasn't one of these, hey, you said it and I went and looked.
Yeah, right.
I can show the domain. It's like 3 years old because I heard about it. I went and looked and I went, ew.
Right.
But wow, there's a lot of money there.
Yeah, matter of fact, one of our just in October. When was Joe's thing? October, November. I think it was October, November. He's got $26.5 million on the case.
Jeez. Yeah, there's a lot, and the reason I knew about it is being in Phoenix. There's a lot of older clientele that come in that like knees and hips replacement problems, and a lot
That's big too now. I'm in
class
that right
action lawyers here. So,
yeah,
well, we got California, so they're always hitting us because they know that people come here for the winters. So yeah, it's funny where money is.
Yeah, I'm in HIP too. We do a lot of stuff with HIP. We actually have the guy we work with, Joe Osborne. He's pretty much doing all the HIP stuff for Stryker and Wright Medical. So we're doing all those too.
Nice. So do you think that does service-based stuff or legal, or is there any specific thing that works better on Facebook, or is it just all about the targeting and the testing?
So both, but you can mess up a whole lot more when you're getting paid $1,500 a lead, right? So.
Yeah.
If you're getting paid $65 per lead, the market there, and remember too, like your HVAC, your plumber, in general, those are buy now people, and the difference between Facebook ads and AdWords is this: on Facebook, you're targeting people, and on AdWords, you're targeting keywords. So the difference being that someone types in a keyword, they're obviously looking for that, whereas this is a passive sale. So think about the person who doesn't know your service. That's great for that. If you can do both, that's even better. But I think the number game in Facebook ads, if you do it for like a service business, keep your costs low. The video thing, which you talk about, I think the video is probably the best way. You get some engagement there. The only problem with video is that it's a two-step process, right? You play your video and then click to your website, so it's a little bit more of a cumbersome. Images work okay, but again, it's all about numbers. So if you know your number, if you can put in $40 and get out 65, if that number works for you, that's the number, right? But on my TVM stuff right now, I'm putting in 165 and getting out 1,500. So for me, it's the numbers game. So for every $200 I spend, I'm gonna get a call or a lead from that. So I'm cool with that number. I'm fine with spending that number.
Yeah.
So the higher end stuff is a little bit easier. It's hard to target people through it though. So just know the targeting is a little bit less. It's more passive, right? So, but for us, it works really well.
That's cool. That sounds good.
And it really. And it took me a long time to figure it out. It's about the money. It really is. It's about what's coming out of it. How much profit. And I've always said if you spend $1 and you get $1.01, you're ahead of the game. You should always. But if you can spend $1 and you get back 10, shit, that's even better.
I think our average, if I had to guess, our average multiple for Facebook is probably around 5 or 7. So we put in $1, we get 7 back. It's about probably 5, maybe even, because we do some stuff that's not as profitable. But yeah, there's some ads that we run that are 25%. So 25 times what we spend. So.
You imagine it, guys? You spend $100 and you get back 2,500.
Yeah, we did the one for I made $13,500 off of $300. 1 month. So.
That's a little sick.
Score.
We have one of my niches, which I don't talk about in the course because it's kind of like still my thing. I have a healthcare pain cream. Let's call it that. Niche that pays that the company who sells the cream gets $3,000 and it's covered by Medicaid, I think it is. And they pay out pretty well. $500 per sale, and we're getting a couple a day.
You know, you're the second person that's told me about this magic thing. but I've also heard that the stream, it's a really big, and you're putting money in and waiting. So it's not for the weak at heart.
We spent probably over $10,000 before we even got our first dollar out of it. But now it's rolling also the window is for a person who can qualify for that cream, the window for them to get it is small. So it's the first 3 months after this thing happens they can qualify for. After 3 months, it ends up being out of pocket half, so they don't ever use it. So if I can get them on that first 3 window, you're spending money. So we did a lot of testing on that. We got it so good now. I just don't want to saturate the market because I'm making a shitload of money on it. So
no, and I will tell everybody, you can try to go Google it. You're not going to find it.
No, it doesn't exist anywhere, right?
No,
you're not going to find it.
It's so locked down that when you're in, and when you're not.
There's like four people I know that are doing it like at my level. So a couple $100,000 a month in it. Yeah. I'm not doing a couple $100,000 a month. I mean, like spending. It's like a couple $100,000 being spent on it, and I'm one of those 5 people that are in that group.
Yeah. No, and literally I had heard about it, and I was like, that's interesting. Oh, yeah. What? How much are you making? Holy shit. And they're like, no. But we got to dump money into it for months.
Right.
So, hey, man, Darin, man, shit. Far exceeded what I thought we were going to do today, and answered a crap load of my questions before I asked.
I get them all the time though, so it's not like really, you get them all the time. You get the same questions.
Well, but it's now my brain now. Byron and I are going to have to get together and start figuring out what we're going to be hitting at and everything else, because we've got things that we're reaching for, and we're also in Passive Massive, so we're always watching what people are saying and listening. I really, 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 really appreciate, you coming in and spending time. I mean, you should be with your clients, which you technically are.
I have an office here, but we're good. It's funny because, to Byron, to one of your questions before too, like for the service industry, which is like which is the plumber, AC repair, and roofing is which I have. I'm only doing like $15,000 a month on that. It's the lawyer stuff which I'm getting the vast majority of my income, which is above 7 figures. So
nice.
But so people, you always hear like, oh, you're making. I always consider that PPL, right? So pay per lead is that. I consider what I do for the lawyers lead gen, but it's really PPL too. I'm still getting paid per lead, but I consider that more of true lead gen because I don't have a fake company for them. I'm actually using their site and their assets already to build out. So that to me is lead gen versus PPL. So just in case there is a question of like the difference of the two. So I've been on webinars in the last year or so that people have asked me like, what do you make? And I'm like, well, because I consider from PPL I do about $15,000 a month. That's what I make. When it comes to all my lead gen stuff, it's significantly north of that. So.
Well, and here's what awesome. I was asked a long time ago, what do you make a month? And I said, there are 2 people in this world who know what I make, the IRS and me.
Right.
And when I say me, I also mean, the accountant. But other than that, my wife doesn't know what I make, so stop asking those fucking questions. It's annoying. I make enough to pay my bills, and that's all. You and I have talked about, the cost of living and things like that, Darin. And I'm like, I'm comfortable. My shit's paid. I'm happy, and I do what I do. So go out there, look at what your pocketbook is, look at what you need to do. And guys, you don't need to spend $15,000 a month on Facebook ads in order to start seeing a return on whatever you're trying to accomplish. Go through the videos. Do it as you're doing it, because something's going to pop up and it's laid out that you can look at the title of it and go, oh, okay, there it is. You've got PDFs that are available that break out the rules, the requirements, the what not to do's, the what you're not allowed to do's. Right. And not only that, but in the group, if you hit something, ask. These guys are in. They're running companies and still answering. So at least go over to Passive Massive. Make sure that you're in there, Brian and Darin and Byron and me and 50,000 other people. That was a stretch, but there's a bunch of people in there that are working it and as they're trying to learn it, they're asking questions that I'll answer yours. I appreciate you, Darin.
Yeah,
I really do, man. This was eye-opening.
If you're just real quick, I just want to kind of talk about the money side of it, right? So if you, I broke these down very, very in depth here, right, for these ads. If you just wanted to run one for your local county or your local city with a radius, like so let's say for me it's West Palm Beach, a 20-mile radius, run it for $2-3 a day. That's it. See what happens. Let it run for a week, right? If you, it's $25, right? $25. Let it run. See what happens, and then from there start testing. You could literally let that whole thing run for the month and get $100 and probably get 3 or 4 calls out of it. So
And
just know that
what could you charge for those calls, man? I mean,
even if you charge $50, $25, doesn't matter what the number is. Just the idea is that you have to invest a little bit, but don't, some of the transactional mesh keywords in Google are $7.50 a piece.
Yeah.
So I'm spending a week. Yeah. So I mean, most of them are around $200-$300, but some are $7.50. But the cost of acquisition for this to get into it, to learn and mess around and screw up. I mean, it's okay. I still have ads that don't perform well when we build new ads out. I think I got this pegged. I'm good. It doesn't do anything, so you constantly test, but never assume anything. Just put a little bit of money in, have these set up. Spend $1 a day. That's what I do. These are all $1 for me. So $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6. That's all I run for my first start my ads. And then if this one doesn't work, I turn it off and add it to here. Now I'm spending $2, $1, $1, $1. And then this one's not working, turn it off. Now $3, whatever one's working better. So you can stay small, $6 a day, 30 days is $180. You're going to spend that on 1 or 2 clicks in Facebook and AdWords. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I love it because I looked at my AdWords account and they are giving me, I've got $600 worth of credits built up.
Yeah.
Well, only because they send me the spend 25, do 100, and I'll go in and turn the damn thing on and wait for the 25, and you look, you got your extra 100, and I'm like, okay, well, but that's not what I'm targeting. On these Facebook ads, guys, target your own damn self.
Right.
You get an SEO company locally, start putting something out there. You got a fan page that you're running something to, put something out there. We went after dogs. I've got 3,000 people that I don't do anything to, but we have an ad that we run every now and then that I think is horrible. But I'm going to check it out now because now if I can target them better, I'm going to have a better response rate, and we'll probably get up into a couple more thousand people. So
and another thought of that too is like, and this is honestly, I have to go. It's honestly the last thing. When you're spending time on these ads, spend the time on the targeting and creation of these ad sets and ads, not on the copy and not on the image. Your creative is not as near as important as you think. That's important, but if you're targeting the wrong, like you're saying, 18 to 65 years old everywhere, it's not going to help you as much as, defining that a little bit more, breaking it down so you can turn stuff off that isn't working. So.
Well, yeah, your skater boy is 18 to 25 typically, so target them. Right. Good luck. No, I know you got to go. I got to pee. Coffee has gone through me like crazy.
Thanks for having me.
No, man. Thanks for coming on. I really, really, really appreciate it. And if anybody's got questions, Passive Massive, then check out PPL Empire. If you don't get in when there's a sale, spend the money anyways and learn it. And again, thank you, man. Have a fantastic holiday weekend. Darin, you're a gym buddy. You're fun to talk with, and we really appreciate it. Byron, go 4-wheel driving, brother.
I will. I'll try to survive, so I'll report back Friday and see if I made it.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the SEO Show. I'm Frank Schwarz. That is Byron Lee. That is Darin Pirkey. Thank you, guys. Let's do the whole YouTube thing. Subscribe, like, share. See you guys. Have fun. We're fucking out.